Alright, so what is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of J&L Garage. We are finally getting back to some truck stuff. Before we get started, I am going to update you guys real quick. So I did get rid of the fuels, as you can clearly see. Managed to trade them for these factory 4th gens, which are really clean. They're practically brand new, even though they came off a 16 model truck, I think. But yeah, they look really good. I just really need to get some mud terrains sometime in the near future, and then this look would really pull off well on this truck, I think. So, but nonetheless, to go on ahead and get started. So, for Christmas, I managed to get a new dash pad, but it didn't come with the defrost cover. And I also have had this new A-arm pillar for the longest of times now. And it doesn't match that other side. There's nothing wrong with that side, except for that it doesn't match. And this is a slightly lighter color than that side, and well, it bothers me. So first things first, that is what I'm going to be doing. I've got the new defrost cover right here, and I'm going to be putting that back in, or well, putting it in. And then I'm also going to be changing out that A-arm pillar. And then I've got some Rockford Fosgate door speaker goodies that I'm going to be slapping in too. And I'm going to try and show you guys, I guess, kind of a DIY on how to change door speakers in this 02 to 05 range Ram. I would say it goes to like 08, but I'm not sure. Those late 3rd gens sometimes have some different screws and stuff to them. So, but anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get started, and I'll show you guys what this looks like in just a minute. Alright, so defrost covers in, new A-arm handles in. That looks awesome. Alright, so now I'm going to start breaking down the driver's side doors, and I'm going to be putting a Rockford Fosgate 6x9. Yeah, I don't know what series it is. I'll tell you guys later in the video, but 6x9s in the front, and then 5 1/4s in the back. I'm not so sure about those 5 1/4s yet. I haven't tried them, but I know that's what comes factory in these trucks, in the bass sound system with the 4 speakers. But yet on Crutchfield it says that 5 1/4 will not go on our doors, or in our rear door speaker holes and stuff. So I'm not sure about that, but at the same time, they also tell me that I'm supposed to take out this rear door speaker and then try to fit a 6 1/2 in that, and then I have to re-drill holes in order to do that. So, but I'm gonna let you guys know if that's true or not right now, if those 5 1/4 speakers will fit. The only thing that I'm worried about is the depth, but these are some really wide doors and stuff. I don't think that's going to be a problem unless there's some kind of factory wiring mount system behind this speaker or something. But anyways, I'm going to quit rambling and get to it, and I'll show you guys what it's like after I get that 5 1/4 speaker in there. Alright, so first things first, on the DIY side, on how to take this door panel off. First thing you do is there's a 10mm bolt in the door handle right there. So you can kind of catch that angle there on how you need to put your wrench up in there. And I think it's also a Torx bit, but the 10mm works best because you can get plenty of extensions on there and stuff. And then there's going to be a Phillips head screw right here. And then as far as I know, it just lifts up. And then there's going to be a wiring harness behind here. And you need to be careful with this lock for sure, because I have seen a lot of people break the little plastic holder that holds these things on. So I'm going to get this off, and I'm sure there's a wiring harness for this. I'm going to unplug, and then I'll show you guys what the speaker looks like. Alright, so excuse this dustiness from back in my dirt road riding days. But anyways, there is one little plug, like I thought, right behind the window switch. And it's really easy to take off, push tabs on top and everything. And so I'm going to go ahead and get this speaker out. There should just be a little plug back there, which I have the adapters in the box, so that way I don't have to do any kind of crazy wire splicing or anything. But I am going to go ahead and take this off because I believe this one is actually blown, so I want to get it replaced first. And then I'm going to try and dust this a little bit to kind of clean it up. And, you know, nobody would really ever see it again, but it'll bother me just knowing that it's there. Alright, so did get the speaker out, and it does have this little connector. So I'm going to make sure that I have the right connectors, which are right here. I believe these are going to be right. If I can figure out how to plug it in there. With one hand, this is ridiculously tough here. Oh, well, for one, I got it upside down. Alright, so yeah, it is right, thankfully. So I'm going to go ahead and get this end put on one of the new speakers, and then I'm going to test fit and make sure that these screw holes are going to line up. Okay, I would show you guys real quick, but I packed it up a little bit early. But the reason why Crutchfield was right, I was in the wrong here, but I was willing to give it a shot just so I would kind of have that factory fit and everything. So the reason why Rockford Fosgate 5 1/4 won't fit here is because they have 4, you know, at 90 degrees screw holes instead of the 3, which sucks. And then not only that, but so this speaker does measure 5 1/4, and that one does too, but for some reason I think this outer ring is actually a lot wider as well. Because whenever I set the Rockford Fosgate up here, I could line up this hole, and this screw tab would just barely be touching the metal here. So that kind of sucks, but it's no big deal. I'm just going to get them sent back tomorrow, just the 5 1/4, and go ahead and get some 6 1/2s on the way, which is fine with me anyways, because, you know, of course, I'm going to have more sound out of a 6 1/2 than a 5 1/4. And it'll be a little bit deeper too. But I am going to get those sent back, and I'm going to be going ahead and putting the 6x9s in, though, right after I throw this factory speaker back in and this door panel back on. And so I'm going to button this back up, and we'll move to the front. Alright, so it's getting dark on me really, really fast, so I'm trying to hurry this along. But taking the front door off is the same basic concept, except for there's a few more screws. You still got a 10mm bolt right here for the door handle. You got a screw here right behind the door handle, and then you also have a bigger screw up here. Or these two are the same size up here, though. And then you've got 2 smaller ones on the bottom, one kind of in each corner, but it's on the bottom trim. And then, of course, I always go ahead and I pop my master control assembly right there out, and then I pull my pins out from the bottom, and then I can just set that off to the side, and then it's no big deal. Same thing with the lock. You want to be careful with it. And then the 6x9 speakers in the front have 4 screws. And so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get one of the new ones out and get the wiring and everything set up and ready to go. And then I'll probably go on ahead and screw it in. I mean, that's pretty simple for the most part. You guys saw this little connector. I mean, it just plugs into my factory harness and slides onto those 2 pins on the bottom of the speaker. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get this one in, make sure it works, and then we'll go from there. Alright, you guys, so I got a little bit of explaining to do. So these 6x9s would not fit in this 6x9 hole because, let me find this factory one here. You can see how skinny, how much of an angle these arms have that holds the magnet. The ones on these giant 6x9s with this huge magnet on the bottom of it do not have that kind of angle. So in return, it wouldn't fit through the metal here. I tried maybe wiggling it to see if it would just pop in place, because it had kind of an arch to it, and I cut my thumb there. But anyways, it ended up not working the way I wanted it to. I got to tighten that down. I didn't get those 2 screws very tight. But anyways, nonetheless, whenever I ordered these 5 1/4 Rockford Fosgate speakers, I got lucky because Crutchfield, thinking that I was ordering these for the front as well, ended up sending me these adapters. And to start with, I was kind of like, I really don't want to put this tiny speaker in the front, but it's not that big of a deal to me because since I'm going to be putting the 6.5s in the back, they also are a component speaker, so they come with tweeters, which I'm going to be mounting somewhere probably around the back seat, somewhere in that little corner back there, nice and hidden, tucked away, but to where you could still hear them. So now that I've got this one in, I'm going to tighten those 2 screws down and we're going to fire up the radio and see if it'll work. Yeah, it's a little loose there. Huh, still a little flop. Alright, so just tested it out. This speaker is working good. Man, I really wish I could have got those 6x9s in. Just for that extra little bit of bass in the vocals and everything like that. But it's completely fine. Like I said, I'm happy with this for now. Once I get my back speakers in, it'll really kind of even everything out, I think. But with just 4 5.25, well, actually 3 5.25s and 1 blown 5.25, the sound system almost sounds like it hasn't changed any. But I think for sure once I get those 6.5s in that back door, it's gonna work out good. So I'm going to put this all back together, and I'm going to go ahead and knock out the other side real quick and get my truck cleaned back up here. But, so yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys stay tuned because I do have a lot planned for this truck. And as always, have a good one.